Do you want to learn how to get healthy, perform at your best, and create body composition changes that last? In this podcast, we're going to talk about all things fitness, nutrition, health, and mindset. You're going to learn how to create real results, and most importantly, how to maintain those results in the long run. I'm Johan Vesters.
I'm Kristine Johan.
And you're listening to Talking Nutrition. What's up? We're back. So I learned my lesson last week. I said that we're going to have Cody on, but it's been busy, so not yet. So instead, we're going to do a wrap-up episode today. A little bit more casual, just talking about what we've been up to, what we're excited about, a couple updates, and just like leading into the new year, doing a bit of reflection. And I think that's something anyone could benefit from, right? Just kind of looking back, not necessarily like getting too hung up on the negative, but just focusing on the positive and just knowing what you're going to be focusing on in the new year too. So that being said, let's just jump right in. Kristine, so what do you have coming up? Just generally, like, what's going on? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Business-wise, I'm doing good. Personal, I'm doing good. Okay, like I can't, like, my life is great. But I'm going through some gut protocols and stuff right now again. A lot of people have followed this journey of mine for a while. Gut stuff is very complicated. I went through like a whole thing basically 2 years ago. And some stuff just started kind of like popping up again. Did some testing, found some stuff out, and now I'm going through a whole protocol again. So I had some H. pylori. I basically had like no good gut bacteria. And it's funny because like I eat a very healthy diet and like do all of these things, but from my past surgeries and all of that, it just completely cleared me. And then that started my whole thing of not being able to have gluten. And the girl that I worked with in the past didn't really, we did some like candida stuff, but there was just stuff that was missed. So we're building on that, just getting more good gut bacteria in there, killing off the H. pylori, and kind of going from there. But it's a process and it's like a lot. So, and you don't feel the best when you're going through gut stuff like this. Like it's just like low energy, things like that. But outside of that, like I'm doing really good. I'm in the process of adding another training program to KA training. People really wanted it. Honestly, like they were talking about it, asking about it. And personally, like I'm in this spot where like I want this too. And it's basically a 30-minute, 3-day a week, strength-based program. I've had people testing it out. So I've had a few clients of mine testing it out, and giving me really, really good feedback on it and where I could improve in some places. So I'm always having people test it before I put it out because that's important to me. But that should be out the beginning of the new year. I'm going to finish wrapping it up, just building out like a significant part of it this week, probably tomorrow. And then going into 2023, going to be investing massively into my business, like a lot of money. Mentorships. I'm going to be doing like 2 mentorships. One hopefully is with Casey.
Cool.
It's a very intense mentorship, but I do plan on bringing other coaches on. That's a big thing that I want to do. There's different things I want to create some sort of option for people that don't have the money to do one-on-one coaching. So that's something I want to create and then continue to build KA training. So I'm really excited for that. So it's scary investing like that. But I'm hopeful. So that's my general update for right now, I think. Trying to remember if there's anything else, but that's pretty much it.
For your gut stuff, are you so what, of course, like without getting into too much detail, because I know people usually tend to like hear something and then kind of like try or run with it, but
It would be impossible for them to
yeah. But like, are you doing like some fasting like before? Are you on like a elimination diet? What are you doing?
Yeah, so no fasting. I am There's specific foods that I can't have right now. So like high histamine foods, higher like FODMAP foods. Like I'm keeping things very, very, I guess you could say clean right now. Like just no really like processed foods or things that could aggravate the gut. And then it's kind of like different phases. So like you kill the off the H. pylori, then you move into like populating the gut again. So I just finished the first phase of killing off that H. pylori, which is like I'm taking a ton of supplements right now. But that's what you have to do to fix the gut, outside of diet and like stress management and things like that. So like I actually have had to lower like my step count. I've had to lower my training. So like I'm training 3 days a week, like 30 minutes. My steps instead of like 10K, they're now between like 6 and 8. Because you really want the least amount of stress on the system possible when you're going through something like this. So, like, obviously, no alcohol. I have to minimize dairy because it can trigger some stuff like gums. Yeah, so it's a lot. But I'm definitely already seeing improvements. Like, I was waking up with a lot of bloating, and like bloating was a big issue. Um, and then fatigue is a big one, like energy. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely seeing improvements there, but again, it's another probably like 3-4 months.
Shit. Yeah, I think a lot of people would almost go like online, social media to like look for answers, and I've been getting more active in a couple other groups on Facebook, just helping people, just kind of like seeing what people are, interested in. And I'll get into a couple new things as well in a bit, but I see a lot of people going to social media for answers, going to social media, Facebook groups for anxiety, stress, gut health, all these kind of things. And then what you get is a whole list of comments. Do this, and this is best, and this and this.
You get pulled in so many different directions. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually commented on something just today, and I asked her like, "Hey, like personally, I wouldn't know what to do in this case for you because I don't know you, but do you think it can be a good idea to look at the root cause?" Because she was talking about like stretching and like a lot of just knots in the body, just feeling very tight, and then she actually mentioned like I've had anxiety for like 16 years or whatever. So of course, hey, you want to look beyond a Facebook group for that kind of stuff, And this is just one example, but like usually when you look for answers online by yourself for something serious like mental issues, gut health, all that kind of stuff, you're probably going to get wrong answers, or just at least for you, or just stuff that's not helpful at all,
Right. 1 second.
So it's I don't even know why I brought this up, and I know that Kristine has some people painting in the house, so she has to run off every now and then. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that when you have something, like look for professional help, right? If you have gut issues, go to a gut specialist. When it's stress, anxiety, all those kind of things. Sure, we can talk about stress management and all that, but at the end of the day, if it's something like eating disorder or anything serious, get help.
100%. Yeah, like this gut stuff is so complicated, and it's not like a one shot and you're done type of thing. Like this is something that, I mean, I guess it depends on the person and their situation. But again, like I personally, I'm knowledgeable in that area, but not knowledgeable enough to be able to do it on my own. And so I really do my homework. Like I watch people for a long time and stuff before that's pretty much what I do, is like I will just watch people, see what they say. I will reach out to other people and like that I know who have potentially worked with them, etc. But I bring someone on that I trust, that I know knows their stuff in this area, because I don't, and I can admit that.
Yeah.
This mentorship, one of the mentorships that I'm going to be doing is going to teach me this. So I'm really excited for that. But right now, like I have to hire if I want to feel good and want to feel better and get, work through this. And it's the answer, and sticking to one person. So like when you choose this person, don't be going out and looking at all these different things. Like Johan was saying, like hire that person that you trust and listen to what they, say, because this is actually something that you have to do what they say, no matter what. If you want to feel better, you have to do those things.
And honestly, in a way, this even ties back into coaching, what we do. So when it's like gut stuff and all that, you and me at this moment, we're not very versed in this, so we would refer you out,
Yes.
But let's say someone comes to us or a different coach, whatever, for help, which is already a great step. Because let's be honest, with the gut stuff, if you need help with that, you go to a gut specialist. If someone has a really hard time losing weight, building muscle, creating healthy habits, go to a nutrition coach,
Yeah, okay. I will say that a lot of gut stuff. So there is a big issue right now with people having gut issues, 100%. That being said, a lot of those issues are because people are eating a lot of highly processed foods. They're not exercising. They're not moving.
Stress.
Like they don't have the basics. So like eating more vegetables, eating more fruits, like, those things are going to help someone's gut. It's not just automatically worst case scenario that they have these issues, but I'm also not taking away from the fact that that issue might be there, but you need to be checking those off first, because a lot of it can be resolved from that. Like you're not just going to go, it's like lower hanging fruits first. If someone
sleep, stress,
if someone is eating a diet that's really high in processed foods, I'm not going to go send them to get a GI map done. Just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
You want to start there. That's for sure. Yeah.
Like you have to.
But if someone has like IBS, or they're like, yo, I'm really struggling. Like,
yes,
they're coming to you like, hey, this is my issue.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe, like if it's serious like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was going to say, when you go to someone for help, you brought up a very good point. Like, during that period of time, listen to them. If you have questions, if you're not sure what they say, if you're not sure if what they're saying is right, or you're like, I don't know about that, like bring that up with them.
Totally.
And when you have a coach, when you work with someone, that's the person you're going to talk to. And I'm sure that you've had this too where you have a client, and I haven't had this in a long time, but in the past, and then they go, oh, I read this on Instagram. And then, oh yeah, but the PT at the gym told me this. And this person said this, and my friend at work. Sure. I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And maybe some of that stuff is true. But when you work with a coach or whatever professional is helping you with a certain goal or issue, communicate with them. Like, work with them,
Yeah, ask them their opinion. Like, the coach, if it's a good coach, they're going to educate you if it's right or if it's wrong. But like, also different coaches are going to have different opinions. Yeah. So it's important that you align with that coach from the beginning, right? So.
Yeah. Work with people. But hey, a couple updates on my end. So first of all, I'm going to be changing my company name for a few reasons. First of all, being that I wanted this to be something bigger than just me as the individual. And we actually brought this up when Aaron was on, that all three of us just have like our name as a company name, you know?
Yeah.
And back then I was already thinking, I have been thinking about a name for months, like probably half a year by now. And I want to step away from my last name as the company name, Vestas Nutrition, because I also want to take on people. I want to create a team. I want to have eventually, you know, a gut health specialist, a mindset person, like training, nutrition, like all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to grow. For that, I decided to change my company name because realistically, if I want to help more people, I can't just do that on my own. And that's my goal for the new year, you know, and then the next couple of years to come. So my company name is going to be called Odyssey Coaching Systems, so OCS. Odyssey stands for a journey along which you like gain experiences and knowledge, and you kind of overcome obstacles. Like shit happens along the way, you know, through which you learn. And that, I think like that's the best metaphor for like someone's health and fitness journey, you know, because stuff is going to come up. You are going to learn. You're going to gain that knowledge, but it's not necessarily going to be easy. And everyone's journey is different, you know. So once again, like my goal here is to help more people. And that's also one of the reasons why we're also bringing back as a first step our free Facebook community right now. Considering doing something like in a group setting, possibly later next year, in terms of kind of like a group thing where it's still a Facebook community but paid. But we'll see. A lot of ideas for the new year, but you can only do one thing at a time, you know. And I was just talking to a fellow coach yesterday too, who also wants to do a whole lot, and he's just kind of starting out. I told him like, if there's like one thing I can tell you, like you're not going to be able to do everything all at once.
No.
So pick like the most important thing, you know. Mm-hmm. And for me, the most important thing this year was just becoming a better coach and learning. I will get back into that in a sec. But just so you are aware of things changing. So this episode is the last one of the year, December 26th, I believe. Over the next couple days, I'll be switching over everything: emails, social media tags, website. It's going to be a lot. I'm probably going to have a couple hiccups here and there. But you'll see that change, and then officially just want to make like a statement online like January 1st. But right now, I'm only sharing this on the podcast just so you guys are aware. And once again, like I said, it is a lot to kind of change and switch from, accounts and profiles and all that. It's going to be a little bit of a mess. So give me a little bit of time this week, and I'm sure it's going to be okay. So what was your favorite part about 2022? Like favorite moments of this year?
Well, me and Eric went to North Carolina, and that was amazing. We met like amazing people there that we still stay in contact with. We stayed in this amazing like little cabin type thing, did awesome hikes, challenging hikes. That was really special. Business wise, HMCC, like really, really enjoyed that. And I feel like was very transformational. HMCC was the health mindset course me and Johan did. What else? I mean, I don't know. KA training, I wouldn't say that's a moment. I think that's more so something I'm like proud of. Created that this year. Oh, I think that's it. Like, I mean, this year I didn't feel like there was like a ton of like favorite moments, but like NC was really good. It was just phenomenal. I love that.
It's cool.
Actually, there's been really good moments with Eric. Like we had some really great hunts this year around here, and those moments are like really near and dear to my heart, but I know only a few people like can understand that. So yeah.
That being said, I totally forgot to bring this up. I passed my exam yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good. I felt good during the course. I was all Norwegian, so I was like, I really had to pay attention, you know.
Mhm.
And I was like Google translating every sentence, like at least a couple words here and there,
Yeah.
so I could follow, you know. And then here's the thing: so the book I studied is the Norwegian. The course was Norwegian, but then you get the option to do the exam in English.
Okay.
But now here I am, like learning all the species in Norwegian and not in
Mhm.
English. So I was like, oh shit, should I maybe actually pick the
Yeah.
Norwegian exam and just go for it? But I ended up doing the English one. And the cool thing was that the guy there actually uh, was allowed to kind of translate things for me.
Oh, good.
So I asked him, like, hey, these English words, could you please translate that to Norwegian just so I know? And I ended up having 47 out of 50 questions correct. So I was like, oh shit, like
Nice.
that's actually better than expected,
That's
you know?
great.
So I'm good. You know, I'm not nervous about that stuff anymore.
Good.
So
What about you?
well, we might
Favorite
be going
moments?
out. Favorite moments. I think first of all, the summer vacation to Spain was very special because we finally went with my family again, which we hadn't done in a long time. My girlfriend was there. It's just a very special place. It's just super nice there, and it was just good to be with the family again. You know, I've been away a lot, and I mean, I have been for like 10 plus years, but still, like, I guess the older you get, the more you start to value that stuff. You know, and
Hmm.
I definitely want to see them more in the new year. So that trip was very special and just a very good time, and I hope we're going to go back there as well. Second, rejoining First Blood, the band I play guitar in, which has been super cool. Kind of did that for like 8 9 years, I think, and then I kind of quit, and then here we are again. So playing shows was great. Being back on tour last summer, just seeing so many people who I hadn't seen in like 4 plus years, like since before COVID, you know, and then before that even. So that was super cool. I doubt we're going to do a lot next year, which in my opinion is good because I just have to focus on building the business. And then HMCC for sure, because not even just that course, but throughout that period, a lot of things just kind of started to click for me,
Yeah.
like within coaching and stuff that I've been taught through different people for months, over a year, but that now kind of starts to make sense in a way, you know? And I can't even think of an example here, but just like little things here and there. And you just notice, like, oh shit, like I understand things better, I communicate better. And especially through that course, I've been creating so much better relationships with my clients.
Hmm.
That's that's definitely been the best course I've done, you
Yep.
know,
Same. Agreed.
for which I'm super happy.
Yeah.
Next up. So what is something that you're most grateful for this year?
Um, Eric, I mean, he's just the most supportive partner. Um, but also like challenges me too, you know? So just very, very grateful for him. My family as a whole, again, very, very supportive, always very thankful for them. Um, Miss Rose, I'm I'm so grateful and thankful for her because she always puts a smile on my face. Um, and my health and my clients. I mean, my health is up and down all over the place, but I'm still walking, breathing, and I'm alive, and so I'm thankful for that. And just my clients. I mean, I love them to death. They're all so great. So yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm.
That's great. Yeah, I mean that's the first thing I wrote down too. My clients, like we wouldn't be here without our clients,
Yep.
you know. And it's such a cool thing to see people change their lives. And I had a couple calls recently where I don't think I had realized with those people. I was like, holy shit! Like this person, this person literally just flipped their whole life around
Oh
for the
yeah.
better,
Yeah.
and is now feeling literally like better than you know ever kind of thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a cool thing. And that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff. Like, it's such a cool thing to get to help people get healthy. Forget about the fat loss and all this stuff. Sure, like that's part of it, you know, but like the mental side of things and just the happiness that comes from it for people, it's such a cool thing. It's so special, you know?
Yeah.
It fires me up. It's such a cool
It really
thing.
is. Yeah.
And with that, I'm super grateful for the lessons learned as a coach, you know, through my clients, but also just doing a lot of reflecting on myself and, you know, just in general, like we're also learning, you know,
Mhm.
we're also getting better. And you can only become like a great coach if you coach
Right.
and you coach the
Mhm.
same kind of thing as, you know, creating results in the gym and stuff, putting in the reps, you know. And of course, my family, my girlfriend, who's always supportive of me. And it's probably not easy with me working so much all the time. A little stressful every now and then,
Yeah.
which is always supportive.
Good.
Plus, last but not least, talking nutrition.
Yeah, I was gonna say this too. Yeah.
It's been super cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking of hitting you up. I was like, yo, maybe we should do this together, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I wasn't sure. So actually, that day we talked, I had already tried to record my first episode, and I just stumbled over my words, and I was just, and I stopped. I was like, fuck, you know? I was like, here we go, you know? And then we talked later that day, and you were like, you know, maybe we should do it together. I was like, well, yeah, sure, let's do it, you know?
And here we
And
are.
here we are, 24 episodes in, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's one thing you're going to leave behind in 2022?
Joe Biden.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry.
That should be a clip.
Unfortunately,
Let's actually do that.
Unfortunately, we can't leave him behind.
No, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, what you said.
Sorry. Oh, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh my goodness. So if some people are gonna hate me, some people are gonna love me for that for sure. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Okay, but for real, self-doubt, I'm same as you. It's a hard one. It's a hard one to leave behind, honestly. I think we all deal with it. But it's just, you know, navigating it a little bit better, you know.
It's tough. Honestly, like people always see like the social media side of things, and it's like sometimes I talk to someone and like, oh, it's going well, right? Like you're doing good. And then sometimes I'm like, we haven't really talked recently. So I know you're just basing off that of me being active on social media.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know how the fuck I'm doing, you know?
Right. 100%.
And I mean that in the best way possible, you know, but like I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like you just see the highlight reel. 100%, that's what social media
100%,
is.
100%. Yeah.
And this is this thing I'm also grateful for because it's pushed me to grow. But like the self-doubt has been one of the hardest parts this year to overcome. And I'm still dealing with that. But there's been so many moments where I start to doubt myself. You start to think, can I help this person? Am I even supposed to be a coach? You know, should I be doing this? There's so much shit behind the scenes that you guys don't see. And it's the exact same as people struggling with weight loss. You know, can I stick to the diet? Can I actually lose the weight? Can I overcome my binge eating? Whatever. The fuck you can, but it's gonna take a while, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta keep trying. And that self-doubt is something we struggle with, you know, with in any case, anything.
Yep.
I think.
100%. I agree.
So fuck that. Let's leave it behind in 2022, you know?
Yeah.
Because realistically,
less overthinking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Realistically, it's like with everything. Like you literally just have to do it and start putting in the reps. And it's not
Yes.
easy, and it's not supposed to be easy.
Mhm.
But it does really come down to that.
Yeah.
Starting, fucking up, learning, and then one day getting better. And whether it's next week or next month or next year,
Right.
you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Where were we?
So what's one thing you're most excited for? I think we already kind of talked about this, but I would say just my expansion of my business. And then me and Eric were potentially gonna, I mean, with the economy and stuff right now, I don't know, but we were gonna, start to flip houses. So that's something I was like really excited for.
Cool.
So yeah, I would say that's two things, but
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. Yeah, for me, just helping more people. And I'm still in the process of building, and it's gonna be a while, but like the stuff is so passionate. Like I'm just so passionate about this stuff. Sorry. And especially getting that feedback from clients and seeing them change their life for the better. Like it's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see more people do that,
Yeah.
So what do you think anyone could benefit from in the new year? One tip.
Walking more?
Yeah. I like it.
I mean, some people are probably already walking enough, but a lot of people aren't. I think it's one of the most underrated things to improve our overall health.
100%.
From physical to mental, emotional. Yeah. It's so underrated for all things across the board.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. I'll add to that by saying try not to spend all year just dieting or like trying to diet, because there's a big difference that, between actually dieting and trying stuff all the time. Like try to focus less on dieting and spend time feeding the body, building muscle and actually giving your body enough in terms of macronutrients, micronutrients, get your walks in, and just focus on that stuff a little bit more. We talked about this with Hannah, like not constantly trying to cut.
Mm-hmm.
The most important stuff is the eating enough, and the building muscle and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it.
2022. It's a wrap.
See ya.
See you. We will talk to you in the new year. And as always, you can leave us a 5-star rating or review. See you next year. Thank you for listening. If you want to help us grow the show, please make sure to leave us a 5-star rating or share this episode on your Instagram stories. Now, if at any point you feel like you need more help, you can always reach out to Kristine or myself directly via any of the links in our show notes, because we're here to help. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.